Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Manny Siddiqui, and I'm the quote unquote, coordinator or admin for the alumni. And I do have a WhatsApp group as well as a Discord channel that I have been maintaining. And the purpose is to bring the alumni together and really, in grand scheme of things, not just alumni for one particular uh, college, but any college, any university in Pakistan uh, that can benefit from the guidance from consummate professionals and scholarship recipients and so on and so forth. But really the main purpose is for this platform is to provide guidance, right? What can and cannot be done, how folks can go and get the scholarships and immigration perhaps, find jobs, within Pakistan as well as overseas. So during that process, I actually reached out to Fatima Ebadat. She is a recipient for Commonwealth Shared Masters Scholarship. And she was gracious enough to volunteer her time and knowledge and expertise with all of us here today. Uh, and with that, Fatma, it's all yours. Please run the show however way you want to run. But I would definitely recommend Q&A at the very end,
Yeah,
so we can keep
of
keep
course.
keep track of that.
All right.
Go for it,
Thank,
please.
thank, thank you so much. All right, everyone. Hello, and my name is Fatima. A little bit about myself. Basically, I am a Commonwealth Shared Scholar this year. I am studying in the UK, and I'm in the University of Bristol. Before that, I had done my BSc in Political Science and Media Studies from the Lahore School of Economics. And I have also, and this is actually my second master's. My first one was an MPhil in Sociology from the University of Punjab. And this year, I am a Commonwealth Shared Scholar, and I am studying Education Policy and International Development. So I just want to give you guys a little bit of an overview about the scholarship first. So basically, the Commonwealth Shared Scholarship is exactly like the Chevening Scholarship. I'm sure you guys must have heard about it. This is a fully funded scholarship. The Commonwealth Commission will be paying all your fees. They will be paying for your ticket to go to the UK and come back from the UK. They will also be giving you a stipend. The stipend is different every year, and this year for universities outside of London, it was 1,230 pounds. So basically, you'll be given that, and on top of that, you'll be given some allowances. There will be a travel grant, there will be a warm clothing allowance, basically stuff that helps you settle in. So it's a very prestigious scholarship. It's a very competitive scholarship. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about it. Um, so basically when I actually advertised the seminar on Facebook and social media, a lot of people were getting confused about between the Commonwealth Shared and the Commonwealth Master Scholarship. So guys, I just want to clarify that first of all. So the Commonwealth Master Scholarship is the one which was open, I believe, in the last couple of weeks. And that is the one from in which you have to give the hat test by the HEC, and you have to get nominated by the HEC. The shared scholarship, however, is not open yet. It will open up sometimes in November, and it will basically stay open for the next 30 days. And you do not need to go through the HEC for this. This is completely essay based. You don't have to give a test. You do have to write an extensive essay. You have to write a development impact essay. So you have, and for the shared scholarship, you don't need to have job experience, but it is better if you do. So if you've worked a couple of years at least, you will be in a better position to secure the scholarship. Um, and yeah, you'll be in a better position to secure that scholarship. So with the shared scholarship, you don't have to go through the HEC, and that was one of the things that had, particularly that is why I picked the shared scholarship over the master scholarship to apply, because I did not want to go via the HEC. Other than that, so this scholarship binds you. you need to come back to Pakistan. The Commonwealth Commission will want you to exit the country within 30 days of submitting your dissertation, and you will not be eligible for the graduate route visa uh, that in the UK, right? So if you want to settle permanently in the UK after completing your master's degree, this is not the scholarship for you. This scholarship wants you to come home, come back to Pakistan, and work with deferred with FCDO, maybe UK aid, the government of Pakistan, to help the betterment of the country. All right. So basically, the programs for the Commonwealth Shared Scholarship, they are in six broad themes. There's science and technology for development. There is strengthening health systems and capacities. There is promoting global prosperity, strengthening global peace, security and governance, strengthening resilience and response to crisis, and access, inclusion, and opportunity. So basically, in this, what you have to do is, in the Commonwealth Shared, there is a list of courses. I have shared a link here on the slides for anyone who wants to access the list of courses which was part of the Commonwealth Shared Scholarship in the last year, for the last year, right? And more basically, more or less, the list stays the same. There isn't a lot of programs which are leaving, or which are, exiting the list, and not a lot of programs which are being added. More or less, the list remains the same. So I would suggest that if you're interested in the scholarship, even though it's not open yet, and I don't think they have shared an updated list of eligible courses for 2023 yet, I suggest that you basically go to this link and you look at the courses from last year, because more or less these are the courses which will be there this year as well. And you guys can check them out, and you can basically see if you are interested in any of the courses, or if they correspond to any of the fields that you are interested in. um all right, so you can check that out, and you can look for different courses. You can apply for to more than one university. So for example, I applied to three. I got nominated in one, and I was reserved in two. So you can apply to three, four, five, however many you want, and you can basically even apply to different programs in different themes, but you will have to justify that in your essay. All right. We'll have a question answer session in the end, and I just want to go over the application breakdown for now. All right. So the application process is actually pretty tedious, because they want they ask you a lot of things in your essay. So for example, you will be asked to explain what the relevance of your previous work experience is to your proposed scholarship. So for example, I'm an education policy major, so I went over my teaching experience, I went over my research experience, I went over my experience as a department head as well for LGS. So explain all of that, connect that to connect that to how that experience, how that work experience is contributed to you, sort of, applying for the scholarship. Why are you interested in getting this degree in the first place? So link your work experience to that. Then you have to list the names and positions of three referees who are, qualified to comment on both your capacity to benefit from the scholarship, etc. That's pretty self-explanatory. The only thing I would want to point out here is that at least one of your referees needs to be a current employer. So once again, yeah, if even if they do expect you to have like work experience if you are, applying to the scholarship. Now, the most important part of your scholarship essay is the development impact statement. And that is broken down into four parts. So the first part of the development impact essay basically explains what, development issues are present, how basically your scholarship is relating to, the issues in your field on a global, national, or a local level. So basically you need to explain how how you're, how basically what you want to do is going to be linked to to Pakistan's society, and also with the CSE development theme that you have picked. So you basically need to explain how that is going to be linked to the theme and to the scholarship, and what you also want to do when you come back. So for example, I talked about extensively in my essay, I basically talked about how the failure of the education system in Pakistan was resulting in, you know, was basically resulting in unemployment, etc. So I basically talked about this, okay, and my focus particularly was on girls' education. So the more specific you are, the better it is. Then the second part basically simply talks about, the skills that you will gain, that you will gain once your scholarship ends. So this is very, very simple. In this, you're simply going to be talking about basically, what if, you're going to be talking about your chosen course. My suggestion is, when you choose your courses, you go over the program catalog which is being provided by the university, and you look at each course, and then you decide which courses you would want to pick, and then you talk about those courses and how those courses will help you develop the skills which you will ultimately come back to Pakistan and use. All right. Then the third part of it is basically how you will outline, basically how, basically what the outcomes will be, right? So in this, you need to be very specific, in the sense that they're going to want you to basically propose a proper study. So if you need to, make it, according to the time frame that you will implement that in, and you will need to talk about who will benefit from that plan that you have, created, and they will want you to be very specific. So for example, when I was talking about making a, curriculum, I when in my development essay, I talked about, creating a curriculum, and in that I basically talked about the fact that initially I would want to implement it in 100 schools in Punjab, and see whether if it is successful there, and then I would want to venture on a national level, right? So basically, you need to talk about all of that, how you will implement the study, how you can measure the impact of your research, how, whatever project that you want to implement after you coming back, you basically need to talk to uh, talk about it in very quantitative terms, because they want to know how many people will you be benefiting once you come back. And also, throughout this essay, please keep thinking about how you will be an asset to the country and also to the UK government once you come back. So basically, my suggestion to you guys is that research on the sort of programs that FCDO has active in Pakistan in your field at the moment. I mean, they're doing a lot of work on education, they're doing a lot of work on sustainability. So look that up and see how you can, how once you come back, how you can fit into those programs, right? So that will make it much more easier for them to, sort of um sort of sideline you in the entire scheme of things, and that will basically set you apart from the rest of the candidates, right? And then the rest of the things are very simple. You need to confirm what your award objectives are, how those objectives will be met once you get the scholarship, and then basically tell them what your short and long term goals are, how do you think the scholarship will benefit you particularly in the short term, and then you in the long run as well. And then a personal statement. The personal statement will obviously, indicate areas that you have already contributed to, any personal barriers that you have overcome while you were studying yourself, anything that you are particularly proud of, anything that got you interested in the field in this first place. Basically, a personal statement will be very simple to the personal statement that you send to the individual university as well, right? And then you also need to summarize, have another part, another aspect of your essays, basically how you have engaged in voluntary activities or any opportunities in which you demonstrated anything leadership, any leadership qualities. All right, and guys, please don't be afraid of this part. I know a lot of people are get really hesitant because they say that I haven't really been a leader. Being a leader doesn't mean that you were managing a team or you were, appointed the head of something. Just anything that, in which anything you did in which you exhibited a leadership quality, in which you had an initiative about anything, right? So basically anything that you've done that would exhibit that you have the qualities of determination, or taking an initiative, making decisions on the fly, like put stuff like that here, because they want to see that the person they're giving the scholarship to, they have what it takes to make a tangible change in the system, right? They don't want someone who's just going to be like a yes man person who's just going to go with the flow. They want someone who can create change, right? So yeah, and I would like to sort of open the floor for you now so that I can take individual questions, because I feel I've gone over the essay and the scholarship per se. So I'd like to address like personal queries that you might have now.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Fatima. So we do have a couple of questions in
Yeah.
the chatting window. So the very first question is about the recording. So yes, recording will be made available and it will be posted on Alumni YouTube channel. I have already posted a link to that. Second question is from Arush Fatma. What will be the CSC theme for food science and nutrition?
Um, I think the theme for for science and nutrition, I think that is in strengthening health systems and capacity. But a lot of times there are programs relating to one discipline, but they are in different themes as well. So you should check that out, because I have seen some programs in from different disciplines, but they're like in different themes. So you can check that out.
Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you. Now, next question is from Sharoz Rahman. What if I secured a job offer after completing my studies? What would happen? Can I stay there and have a work visa?
If you find a job, um, if you find an employer who is willing to basically sponsor you for a work visa, then. But the graduate route that people are normally taking here, they that is not available on this. And for the work visa as well, I think that you will need to get permission for the CS from the CSE as well. And honestly, I do want to clarify one thing. The Commonwealth scholarship is a capacity building scholarship. If you don't plan to come back, please don't take the scholarship, because ultimately you're doing your country a disservice.
I see. So just curious. So if somebody received the scholarship and they do not come back, are they going to ding the entire country just because of that one individual?
Um, that would be possible, because they do keep a check on you if because that on if you're returning or not.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And might there be problems with them living in the UK if they do not come back? Can the UK government kick them out later on?
Really depends on if they have the proper paperwork, because after you have submitted your dissertation, you need to exit the country. They will book your ticket yourself. You need to exit the country.
I see. I
Yeah.
see. Okay. Now there's another question from Sana. Can I apply for both master and shared master Commonwealth for the same year?
Yes, you can. You most definitely
Okay,
can.
that was easy.
Yeah.
All right. Iman is asking, do we need to apply in universities beforehand?
Okay, so for the shared scholarship, if for example the deadline last year was the 20th of December, so on the 20th of December you should have sent your scholarship application as well, and you should also have applied to the university as well, and you should have paid the application fee if the university has any. And guys, one more thing I wanted to mention, but I forgot. So a lot of people don't apply to the UK because even the application process can be very expensive, because there are universities which are charging 40 pounds or 90 pounds for the application fee as well. But guys, make sure that you do your research. There are a lot of really good universities for which the application is free, right? So there's SOAS, there is the University of Bristol. There are a bunch of other really, really good programs which don't cost anything to apply to. So if you don't want to spend like a lot of money applying, because I know when you convert that money into PKR, it comes to a lot. So you can definitely find courses which are free to apply to. So make sure you do that. You do your research as well. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. Iman is asking that I made up my mind about this scholarships 2 weeks ago. Am I late for this?
Not at all. The
Not
application
at all.
isn't
Okay.
open yet. So just start working, is my suggestion.
Uh, Okay. Zoha is curious whether this scholarship is good for political studies.
Yeah, of course. It is. There are a lot of really good international relations and pol sci programs on the list as well. You should definitely check it out.
Okay. Muhammad Asad is asking, is this a scholarship for engineering? Kindly answer me.
Yes, I know people who are here for example, water resource management. They're here for renewable energy. So you can check out different engineering fields out.
Okay. Muiz is asking, so we will decide the programs before applying and after getting done with the application. I apply to the universities separately. I'm kind of not getting the question, but that's the gist of it.
Okay, so basically, um, they will give you a list of programs which are participating in the Commonwealth shared this year, and you will basically decide from that list of programs which are participating in the Commonwealth shared, and then you'll
Okay,
apply to the shared scholarship and the university both before the last deadline.
I see. I see. So just to be clear, so they have to apply to the scholarship first and then to the university before the
Yeah, but
deadline, like
yeah,
to
before that,
both.
exactly.
Okay. Okay. All right, and Minahil Fatima is asking, do I have to select a CSC theme while applying for a particular program, or should
Yes.
I, or would I just need to select my project?
No, you'll need to decide on a theme as well, because one chunk of the essay is specifically geared to how your scholarship is going to relate to that theme. And I also should suggest that you look at the SDGs, because it's going to make life much easier for you when you're applying, because the themes are all related to the sustainable development goals, and they basically want to see how you can help fulfill the sustainable development goals in your country.
I see. Alina Khan is actually has two questions. So number
Yeah.
one, do we apply separately to the university program, or do we just apply to the university through the Commonwealth? I think you already answered that, right?
Yeah, you apply to the Commonwealth separately and you apply to the university separately.
Got it. And then her second question is, how long do we have to come back and work in Pakistan for? Can we work
Uh,
at any organization when we are back, or only in FCDO?
no, you can work in any organization once you come back, and it's the same as the Fulbright, 2 years.
2 years. Okay, got it. Okay. Amina Tanvir is asking how to better answer the question on measuring the impact of your work. Can you please elaborate more on that?
So you need to be very specific. Honestly, it's going to be different for every program, and for some things the impact won't be very quantifiable, but you need to put that in the essay then, that this is a long term thing and this is going to impact the grassroots levels, and basically it's going to have a long lasting impact, but we'll see the impact for this in like 10, 15, 20 years. So you need to do that.
I
Think of
see.
it as a
Okay.
research project, right? I'm sure a lot of you have done research projects at your universities and home. So think of it like that.
Okay. Umair is asking, can we apply for this scholarship without having degree in our country? I mean, for those who are waiting for results.
I believe that you need to have your results. Honestly, I am not sure about this. You should check this out in in the facts for the Commonwealth, because I already had my stuff, so I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay. All right. Iman has the same question about how much time to spend. So answer is 2 years, right? So we'll
Yeah.
move on to the next question. Muiz is asking, when will the specific program be announced?
Last year they announced it on the 10th of November. So around the
Okay.
same date. Yeah.
Okay. Muhammad Zamir has a question. Is there any difference between Commonwealth Shared Scholarship and Commonwealth Scholarship?
Yeah, there are two different schemes for the Commonwealth. The regular Commonwealth scholarship, your stipend, your travel fees, everything that you're getting is basically being paid by the Commonwealth Commission. For the Commonwealth
Mhm.
share, there is no difference in the stipend or anything. But the only difference, and why it's called shared, is that the basically the Commonwealth Commission is going to be paying the fees, but the university that you go to is going to be paying your stipend and all your allowances. So that's why it's called the shared scholarship. Other than that, there's no difference.
I see. Muiz is asking, is there a limit to the number of programs one can apply to?
No, there's not. You can apply to as many as you like, as long as they fit the theme.
I see. Arush Fatma is asking, can we apply for part-time master's program in Commonwealth Master's Scholarship?
No, you can't. Not for the Commonwealth
Okay, so
Masters, not for the Commonwealth Shared either.
I see. I see. Okay. I think you have already answered the next question, which Alina is asking about applying to the university as well as to the program. So they need to apply to both, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Omer is asking, what themes do we need to choose for language policy in education sector?
As I said, basically you really need to go over the themes, and these themes will have like the specific courses in them as well. So you need to see which course is being used in which theme. So just check that. I don't know about language policy, but for example, education policy was in access, inclusion, and opportunity. So it might be the same for language as well.
I see. Sadaf, I think, is asking the same question about applying to one or to both. And so the next question is, when will students start to collect their documents? Students start to compile their document after announcing a scholarship or before?
Um, what do you mean start to gather their documents? Could the person asking the question
Yeah,
elaborate a little bit?
I guess maybe they are curious about the timeline. When should they begin to kind of collect the documents and everything else? So, so my
Um,
answer would be as soon as possible, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Because you do need to upload your documents to the portal, and obviously, if you're applying to the university at the same time, the university is going to ask for those documents as well.
Right. So ideally, should all of these candidates, I mean, they should have everything prepared, all the
Yeah,
documentation, reference
yeah,
letters, essays, whatever beforehand.
yeah,
And as
yeah,
soon as the portal opens up, submit it
yeah,
right then and there,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
They don't have to really wait for the university to open up their website. They can
yeah.
create all of those documentation beforehand.
Yeah, they can start as soon as the portal is up and running, and you guys can you can start your applications. And because honestly, the portal and the applications, they take time. I was writing my essay around, October, the end of October, start of November last year, and I submitted everything the 18th on the 18th of December, like 2 days before the deadline. So it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy. So be prepared to put in the hard work and the energy, because,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. Okay. Aruj is very active actually. She's asking another question. So she's talking about a particular university. I'm not able to pronounce the name. Sheffield Hallam, I
Yeah,
guess.
Sheffield Hallam, yeah.
And they are, yeah, so they are offering masters with work experience that is of 2 years. And she's wondering if she can apply for that plus Commonwealth Masters Scholarship.
They only fund you for 1 year. And
I
with the
see.
Commonwealth
Okay,
Masters, I know that the HEC has a very strict policy for returning.
I see. Okay, Minahil Fatma is asking, I'm currently applying for CSC Master's program, but I'm facing difficulty in applying to the university as I'm unable to understand the application process. Could you please guide a bit?
So which university are you applying to? Most universities have a very straightforward process. You need a personal statement, you need to upload your degrees and your documents. Um, so it really depends on which university you're applying to. Some universities have like an extra written essay thing as well. Like for example, University of Bristol had an extra essay that I needed to write for them. So I mean, you really need to, check out what the university is asking because every university is different. So I can't really guide you without knowing the university.
Right, right. Okay. Aruj is wondering what should she do if she applied on the university website but did not receive the offer letter?
So okay, so I think you're asking about the Commonwealth Masters Scholarship, which requires an offer letter. Um, so I am not a Commonwealth Master Scholar. I'm a shared scholar, so I am not sure about the process for that. But if you haven't received an offer letter yet, or if there's a delay, I don't know what you can do about that. If the other scholarship there it requires like a if it requires like an offer letter to even apply to the scholarship, I'm not sure what you do about that. But if you've gotten rejected, then that's it for at least the shared. Like if you're rejected, you can't get the scholarship at all because the university is going to be nominating you on the basis of it, right?
I see.
So yeah.
I see. Okay. Minahil Fatma is trying to secure a letter from her current employer, but that employer is not helping. So she's wondering if she can go back to her previous employer and get the letter from them.
Hmm. So for the shared scholarship, they want one letter of recommendation from a current employer. So you should probably try to secure that because they've written it in the guidelines that they want one from a current employer.
Okay. But if the current employer is not willing to, can she just provide the previous one and then provide the explanation why?
There won't really be any portal or anything to answer that. But what does happen is they ask you for three recommendations, but your application is processed even if you have two,
I
right?
see.
So yeah, so you have space for three, so just try to get one from this employer. But if you can't, then I do know that even on two your application is processed.
Okay. Iman is wondering how many universities should she apply to?
Honestly, the more the better. You can I applied for four. I applied to three actually, yeah. And I was very lucky. I got nominated my first year in. So
Wow.
you guys can apply to as many as you want to. I got nominated at one, got reserved at two. So yeah, apply
So
to as many as possible.
Okay. Amina Tanvir is wondering what is the weightage of GPA in securing the scholarship? Can having good work experience offset a lower GPA?
Yes, it most definitely can offset a low GPA, but what you do need to look at is the requirement of the university. So most university in the UK have like a 2:1 requirement or a 2:2 requirement. So if your GPA is like really low, then it might be an issue for you because you won't be able to get in the university in the first place, let alone secure a scholarship.
Mhm.
So your GPA needs to be okay. It doesn't need to be amazing. It does need to be okay. So, and I'm not ashamed to mention it here. My GPA is just all right. I have like mine was like a 3.21. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay, I was not one of those people who who were getting like a 4.0 GPA. So don't worry about that. It really is about the idea that you're bringing to the table and the experience that you're bringing to the table. So please don't be afraid of the GPA.
Harun is wondering about how many scholarships in total are allocated to Pakistan.
So the shared scholarship is not about allocation. Every university has a course, and for that course, every university will have have a course which is competing in the Commonwealth shared, and for every course they will have only one nominee. So, for example, on my course, I am the only person here for with a Commonwealth shared scholarship. There's only one person per course.
I see. Okay. Arush Fatma has the transcript, but she does not have a degree. Can she apply?
Um, I think you can apply, but I do suggest that you try to get your degree ASAP.
Okay. All right. Minahil Fatma is wondering, and mostly programs on CSC Masters are of 1 year, and that's a question. Would there be research? And one last
Yes.
thing is, with some program there is return MRES, while with some is MSc return. What's the difference?
So an MRes is basically a research degree. There will be a more substantial part of research in an MRes, and an MSc it will be mostly taught. Uh, it will have a dissertation, but the dissertation is going to be considerably shorter than an MRes, and mostly for example, 2 terms you're going to be studying, and then in only the summer term will you be working on the dissertation. In the MRes, the dissertation is going to be much longer. It's going to have a much central it's going to be a much central component to your course.
Okay. Mohammed Zamir is wondering if an unemployed person eligible for this.
As I said, um in like when I was breaking down the essay for the Commonwealth, they do ask for work experience. So it is better to have work experience. They don't outrightly disqualify you, but having work experience is definitely a bonus.
Okay, right. Omer is asking, is it important to get any confirmation from university or from supervisors while applying for scholarship?
No, you can
No?
just apply
Okay,
on your own.
okay. Farise Askari is asking, how to justify the development impact of courses like marketing/business analytics?
That is on you to quantify, honestly. If they have given something like that in the list of essays, you should basically have a look at the program catalog, and then sort of see what sort of impact that you can create. Go do your research for this. My suggestion is, the more research you do, the better it is, because honestly, you know your field much better than I do, right? So I can't really answer that question. So get to know your field better, get to know what other aspects of work in your field can look like, that can improve a developing country like Pakistan, or further the FCDO agenda in Pakistan, and then start writing your essay. Research is key, guys. I can't stress this enough. You need to know your field inside out.
Right, right. That makes sense. Okay, Aruj is asking, let's see, if I do not have IELTS score at the time of applying, will it affect my selection?
You will need to have your IELTS score at the time of your applying, because of the fact that you need to give it to your university. Because when the university accepts you, if they accept you, it needs to be an unconditional offer, not a conditional offer.
Got it. All right. Faz is asking, are we eligible to apply if we have internship experiences but not permanent employment experience?
Yeah, you can. I know a lot of people who just had internships, really great internships, but didn't have like any
Sure.
formal work experience. Yeah.
Okay. Zoha is wondering if she can have one professional and one academic recommendation.
Yes, most definitely. You
Or is it
can.
better to have both academic?
No, one profession and one academic is what is always is what is always suggested.
Okay. All right. Does the score, IELTS score help? I mean, if the score is really up there, really good score, would that help?
Honestly, not really. Um, because ultimately you just need to have like a 7.5 baseline for most things. Obviously a really good score won't hurt. I had an 8.5 myself. But even if you don't, it's fine.
Okay. Faz is wondering, how can we find those universities and courses that are participating in Commonwealth shared scholarship?
The link is on the presentation.
Okay, great. Thank you. Makes sense. All right. Aruj is asking, can we use numerics and values in development impact statement?
Definitely.
And I would think that the numbers would definitely go a long
Yeah.
way because those are
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
concrete,
Yeah.
quantifiable numbers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That really
All
helps.
right.
The clearer your development impact essay is, the better it's going to be.
Okay. All right. Faz is asking, in the application, it was asked if I will have my degree by September 2023, which I will.
Yeah.
Is it necessary to have your degree before applying?
Once again, I think you're talking about the master's scholarship, not the shared scholarship. Um, so yeah, if it says that it's okay, then you are probably good to go.
Okay. All right. Uh, Iman is asking, some universities waive off IELTS if we provide a medium of instruction letter. Does this
Yeah.
still apply?
Yes. You need to email and ask the university, and they might waive it off. I know
Okay.
it's true for LUMS. LUMS does provide a really decent letter, which is accepted by most universities here. So
Right.
definitely check with your university. But please uh, uh like definitely check with your university if they are going to, provide it, because sometimes there can be instances where they accept it, but then they look at your letter and they're like, we aren't really going to accept this letter. And then you'll be giving IELTS at the last moment. Honestly, guys, my suggestion is, uh as a fail safe, give IELTS. It's only going to help.
Right. Yeah. All right. I mean, and as long as people are able to, write and read and talk in English,
Yeah.
they should be fine, right?
Yeah.
Seven
Yeah.
7.5 is not that
Mm.
big of a number
Yeah.
score. So yeah. All right. Aruj is asking, I just enrolled in MPhil in Pakistani University. Should I
Mhm.
mention this in my application?
You can, or you don't have to. If you want to, you can. It won't go against you.
Okay. Okay. And Amina Tanvir is asking, can having an offer letter from the university at the time of CWS application give you a competitive edge?
You will not have an offer letter at the time of the universe of you apply, because applications for master for most universities have only just opened up, and it takes them around January, February, March to get back to you. So it's just looking at the timeline, it's highly unlikely that you'll have it. And in any case, basically there's no you don't really mention it in your scholarship, or there's no place where you upload the letter either.
Okay. All right. So I think that was the last question, but I do have a question of my own because
Yeah.
I have been through similar process, but not necessarily in terms of the scholarship, right? But more in terms of moving from Pakistan to overseas.
Hmm.
And that in itself is an experience that most of the people do not have. So question for you is, so when you got the scholarship, you packed your bags, somebody dropped you off at the airport, you took the plane. From the point you landed to the point you really settled in the UK. Do you want to take 5, 10 minutes just to give these guys some idea, what kind of challenges or problems or issues or things that they should look
Yeah,
for, or
of course.
I mean, just to sum up your experience.
Yeah. Um, Guys, I just want to start off by saying that I know that I'm very blessed that I've been given this opportunity, and I'm very happy and I'm very excited about it. But I do want to say this to everyone. Um, we glamorize being abroad a lot. I've been here for like 3 weeks at this point. And guys, it's an experience, but it's also very isolating. So just keep that in mind, that you are going to be leaving a lot of you know connections and a lot of love back behind back home. So just that is one thing that everyone should expect. There's going to be it's a lonely experience being away from Pakistan. Let's just put it that way. Otherwise, I really enjoy my university. I enjoy classes. I love meeting people from different places. That's been a very fun aspect of it. And yeah, it's a beautiful place. Inshallah, I hope a lot of you apply to the scholarship, and I hope that a lot of you get it as well. So I would suggest that you network, you try to grow, you make connections that can help you once you come back home, and you basically you know enjoy the beauty of being abroad for a year. I mean, Bristol, particularly the place I'm in, it's a very beautiful city. It's much smaller than Lahore, so that was a bit jarring for me, because you think of the UK and the first thing that comes to mind is London. But like, yeah, Bristol was much smaller, and the first couple of weeks I just couldn't believe that, oh my god, wow, Lahore was so much bigger. And like, that was a really jarring experience for me. But yeah, my suggestion would be to come here, enjoy yourself. Don't just look at the studies aspect of it, because studies will definitely be there, but use this opportunity to learn, to grow, to appreciate the diversity of culture in the world. Make friends with different people. That's it. This is an awesome opportunity for you to learn more about different countries, different cultures. So yeah, do that. um Otherwise, yeah, just and be prepared that you're going to be leaving a lot of amenities that we really take for granted at home. You'll be leaving them behind, you'll be doing a lot of work yourself. um but yeah, it's a great experience. The university life here is completely different from what I've experienced in Pakistan. The professors here are so much more accommodating. There's so much leeway for your own opinion, for what for the things that you believe in, the place you come from. People really want to know about Pakistan. People are interested in what's going on. So basically, yeah, make the most of it, and apply, honestly apply, because this is one of the best scholarships out there. It pays for everything. And don't be sort of dissuaded by the fact that you'll have to come back, because honestly, once you have like a UK degree, you can and you will get opportunities even later on if you want to leave Pakistan, right? But my suggestion is, if you guys get it, make sure that you do come home, because this is a capacity building scholarship. We need all the good people in the world in Pakistan right now. So yeah, please do that. And yeah, I really hope you learned something. And guys, I'll just share my email address in the chat here. And you already have my LinkedIn on the slides that Manny has uploaded. So if any of you want to reach out, please feel free to do so. And I would love to take a look at your essays as well, if time sort of allows me. And if I can't do that personally myself, I will ensure that I hook you up with someone who can go through your essays and help you. So, right, I'll try my best to connect you to the right people so that you guys have the right sort of help. So if you want to get in touch, please just email me. And you also have my LinkedIn ID. So please feel free, LinkedIn, Gmail, whatever works for you, get in touch. I would love to help out.
That's awesome. That's so generous of you. So what I will do once the session is done, I'm going to post the recording as well as the slides, as well as link to your LinkedIn profile and everything on the YouTube channel. So they all will have access to it.
Yeah.
So unless there are any other questions which I don't see in the chatting window, thank you so much for your time. You have been phenomenal. You have answered so many questions, shared tons of information with all these guys, Fatima. I truly, truly, truly appreciate that. And anything I can do for you or for your alumni or for anything, please feel free to reach out. And
Thank you
all the
so much.
audience on the forum, you guys are more than welcome to connect with me on LinkedIn and reach out to me. My background is technology, IT, so I can definitely help and guide.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much for
Thank you
giving me
so
the
much, everyone.
opportunity.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye
Anytime,
bye.
Fatima. Thank you.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Khudafis. Hafiz.